Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It is Pumas versus Lions in the 2021 Currie Cup opening fixture tonight in Nelspruit. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. The Lions have travelled to the Mbombela Stadium and they will be hosted by what is quite a decent Pumas side and a Lions side which has made quite a few changes, including a change of captaincy, which also is one of the two major injury returns for the Lions, and a side which, with a couple of players getting a couple of chances. And I think the theme of the weekend is that given the fact that Currie Cup is being played very sort of weekend, mid-weekend, and quite a lot of games in quite a short space of time, there will have to be quite a lot of rotation, and that gives a lot of players the opportunity to try and come through and play. I mean, we're seeing in the Bulls the fact that they've got 22 uncapped players in their squad for this weekend, 9 of which come from club rugby. For the Lions, a couple of uncapped players as well as a lot of youngsters and a couple of fringe players who haven't really had much of an opportunity to really get in and give the opportunity, take and sort of show what they can do. Before we look at these two teams, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We won't be live for this game, but we will be live for all the other Currie Cup games, as well as Bulls versus Benetton, as well as SA Under-20 versus Uruguay, which is this afternoon. So please make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when we go live. You can become a member of the Forever Sports Members Club as well. You can click the join button there, get a little name next to your badge, stuff like that if you would like. Without any further ado, if we're looking at the two sides this weekend, so the Pumas are looking pretty much close to their bench. So CURRIE, a former Lions player there at Loosehead, he's with Simon Vestrad and Mane Kutsia. Quite interesting to see how Mane Kutsia goes. We haven't seen too much of him, but it's a very, very standard lock combination. I mean, we've seen a lot more of the Pumas than we have in ordinary season because we had that double Super Rugby and Lot Currie Cup. So we've actually become quite well accustomed to the side, which is quite cool. It's really nice to be able to see that we can, broaden our horizons more than just the top 4 or 5 sides, and we can start spotting team players we know in the Pumas. So when these players do, for example, like Willie Engelbrecht going to the Stormers, it wasn't just a case of, we saw him 2 or 3 times. We saw a lot of Willie Engelbrecht. So it's very cool to be able to see these players on a more regular basis. But yeah, it's a very standard combination of Darren Landsberg and Peter Janssen from Fury, who captains the side. Francois Clemens starting in the number 6, Pumzile Makondwana there in number 7, and then Willie Engelbrecht is back at the Pumas after his loan with the Western Province, and he will start at 8th man. Part of the alignment camps, actually, so someone who's firmly on the block radar, and I reckon he'll be playing for a potential spot in a United Rugby Championship side, either the Bulls, Lions, Stormers, or the Sharks. And I think that this sort of Currie Cup might be quite a big audition for him to try and secure a move to one of the bigger sides as well. Moving on to the backline, Chriswell September starts at scrum half. He's got Eddie Fisher outside him. Eddie Fisher brings a wealth of experience, a very good boot, a very calm head. A very good player there at number 10. Etienne Talliard and Tapio Mafura are the two speedsters tomorrow. Both of them very good finishers. Mafura, I really enjoy his work rate. Talliard, a lot of power there as well. In the centers, Ali Ngajina and Eric Cornier. A very nice pairing there as well. I really like Ali Ngajina. I think he's a very physical player. He looks forward for work. He's quite an exciting player. And then Devin Williams will be looking to try and create a few things from the back. Somebody who enjoys counter-attacking and got a very good step on him. Has decent kicking game. He's been played quite a bit of rugby at fly half. I didn't really like him at fly half, and he's much better at full back. He did have some very good games though for the Pumas at fly half, so we're interested to see how he goes tomorrow. And then off the bench, Devalt Moritz, Edouard Swart, and Ignatius Prinsloo are the front row replacements. Brandon Valentine, Daniel Martin to cover the rest of the scrum. Ginter Smuts is the reserve scrum half. We've got Matt Moore and then Liam Hendricks, who are the rest of the bench. So it's a very decent Puma side. It's definitely not a Puma side that the Lions would think are going to be a pushover. They will be very physical tomorrow. They will be big contenders. They will be pushing the Lions to the end. And if I'm not mistaken, the Pumas versus Lions was actually the first Currie Cup game of last season. And it was a game that the Lions were quite lucky to win. They got pushed right towards the end. And it was a very good Pumas display. And I think when we think about the Pumas, what we saw with them is that it's a very good side, but can they go the distance? Can they put together that 80-minute performance? That was their issue last year. They came unstuck against the Stormers, where they allowed them to come back. They were very good against the Bulls that one game. They've had some very good performances, but they haven't quite been able to always string it together. They did have that very notable victory against the Bulls, which is a very big moment for them. In terms of the Lions side, as I said, quite a few changes, and the big one there is Frankie Horn is back and is captaining the side. Very young to be captain the side, but him and Pepsi Buthelezi have been named as the captains of Lions and the Sharks. So good to see that those unions are sort of looking ahead and trying to sort of build a bit of longevity and trying to bring in a bit of a succession plan to the current crop of players. But if we're looking at that side, Nathan Macbeth gets a chance. Haven't seen too much of him, so it'll be nice to see him get a start. Peter Buerta And Carly Sardi is the rest of the front row. Willem Alberts is back in the starting lineup. Did not start once during the Rainbow Cup, but he is back and he'll partner Rand North-Nachel. No Ruben Skuman this weekend. In terms of the loose trio, we've got Sibusiso Sangweni, who recently signed a contract. He will be getting a start there. No MJ Pulse this weekend. Vincent Tuka is back after concussion protocols and will start next to his captain, Frankie Horn. I think it's quite an exciting news trio. The Lions have got lots of very exciting news forwards at the moment, and I think Sangweni is a very good talent. And we saw it, I think it was against the EP Elephants. He had one of the best games, I thought, of the day. So very keen to see him have a run out. In terms of the backline, Dylan Smith comes into the team, been a bit on the fringes, played that Cheetahs versus Cheetahs Invitational side, and it was pretty decent actually. So good to see him back in the mix. Fred Zalinger comes in and starts. No Jordan Hendrickse, who's with the SA Under-20s. And then we've got Alabs Makwana and Jumbo Olengo. Jumbo Olengo, also somebody who went to the Cheetahs Invitational game, was pretty decent, comes back into the lineup. He hasn't had a lot of opportunity, as has not been Manuel Russ, who's also been struggling with a bit of game time. Dan Creel will be his centre partner. EW for Ewan, Mr. Consistent, will start at full back. Somebody I think defensively has been a bit substandard, something that he'll want to work on. And I think if I was the Pumas, I'll be sitting there saying if we can get sort of one-on-one with EW for Ewan, he does struggle a little bit with the pace side. And, we've got with a couple of pacey players in that Pumas side, they could do a bit of damage. Off the bench, Morne Brandon, Banele Mtanjana, we haven't seen much of him at all. He gets an opportunity, Ruan Drea as well. And then we've got Ruan Straudi, son of Rudolph. He was also part of the Cheetahs Invitational. Emmanuel Tuka, brother to Vincent, was very good when his brother went off. He's a very nice player, and I think those two brothers are destined for the green and gold. Ross Cornier brings in all the experience in the world. Aidan Cupido, who is the former UWC captain the side to 2 varsity shield victories back, I think it was 17 and 18. Then came up and played for the Wits, so he'll get an opportunity to play for the Lions for the first time this weekend. And Duncan Matthews, somebody who made the switch from the Bulls and has found game time quite hard to come by, but he'll get an opportunity to run out probably in the centres throughout the game. So I think it's a nice combination of still a very solid side. There are a lot of big players there. I mean, you've got Willem Alberts there. He's Springbok capped. You've got Edo Fiyun has been around for ages. Vincent Tuka and Frankie Horn are 2 players who I think could be pushing for box spots. I think Carly Sardi is somebody who's already on the radar as well. So it's a nice combination of, it's a solid side, but there's still some exciting players. Very keen to see Sangweni get out there. Very keen to see what Manuel Russ can do. Very keen to see what Aidan Cupido can do off the bench. And it should be quite an interesting game. It should be quite a nice sort of way to sort of whet our appetite for the weekend to come. 2 more Currie Cup clashes on Saturday, as well as the Rainbow Cup final. So much rugby this weekend, and it just doesn't stop. It's from this weekend, it's midweek, back to the weekend, midweek. I mean, between now and about the middle of August, it's just non-stop rugby. We love it. I hope you love it. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. My name is Steven. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll chat to you guys soon.